Hello YouTube! I have finished another sketchbook. It took me 10 months, May of 2014 to March 2015. And I'm going to show it because it's cool and I like it and I'm proud of it, and it is arguably, in my opinion, the best sketchbook I've done. So here we go. Inside cover! Stickers! This is probably one of the very last times you will see this character, even though I've had this character for over 5 years. I've moved on to drawing more realistic things. I tried to draw people without a reference, these are two of my characters, and it didn't work. So then I made a reference sheet, so next time I'd know what I'm doing. And this reference sheet has helped out a lot. Here's a Greninja. It's a Pokemon. And here is a picture of New York City that I never finished. I might redo it sometime on an actual canvas or something. Here's a Pokemon picture that I didn't ever finish, but I like how it was turning out. Here's a character that I started making but never really did anything with because he was just like another one of my characters but in the circus. So, yeah. This is when I started getting into watercolor and just slowly watercoloring things. Everyone always comments on this plant. They're like, ooh, is that a plant? Ooh, that's a good plant. And I'm like, thanks. And then I drew some lizards, and then I created a dragon that I never drew again. But his name is DeFranco, and he is my dragon, and I like him. More realism in character creating and watercolors. I don't like how this one turned out, but I like that one. I just drew a random shape and it turned into a sea creature. There's another one of my animal characters that I don't draw much anymore, but had fun watercoloring at the beginning of this sketchbook. And they're cats, because I tried to get better at drawing cats, so I can draw a cat character that my friend made for me. A link to her DeviantArt account is in the description of this video. I just tried to draw baseball players at a baseball game, and I really like this one. And then I drew my favorite Pokemon, because I can. More stuff. I tried to start cramming a lot into one page, just so I could conserve my sketchbook and use all my space better. Taylor Swift's lyrics, but it's like a picture. I wanted to practice watercoloring some more. Oh, this right here is really cool, okay? Okay, this says October 31st, and then you flip the page, it is boom! All this cool Halloween stuff. I did not draw the pumpkins. That was a scrapbook page. But I did ink everything in here with one single Sharpie pen. And this right here is when you'll start seeing animation notes from my animation class, because there's stuff we need to remember, and I figured I might as well write it down in here since I always have this with me, and I'm never gonna lose it. I made a character out of a car. He had a straw. I'm like, that kind of looks like the top of a head, and then I turned it into a character, and I unfortunately still haven't done anything with. I want to, though. More watercolors, but with Pokemon, and then I created a character, because I saw this character in the clouds on a long car ride. I'm like, that kind of looks like a cute little mouse chinchilla thingy. So I drew it, and I named it Cheerio. More watercolor, but this time with the Owl City lyrics, because that song is still good. Five Nights at Freddy's. The background is watercolored, and I really like that page. Five Nights at Freddy's, but with Pokemon. I found out that had already been done after I drew this, but that's okay because I still like it. Big Hero 6, but with real life friends. Woo! And then I drew my character named Phantom in an action pose because I'm not that good at drawing those, but I'm proud of this one. Minecraft-based watercolor over here. This is arguably the best page in here. It took me let's see, I wrote it on the back of this page. How long did this take? It took roughly 3 to 4 hours. Radical. Here are some characters from my story that's still in the making, because that was just the first draft that I finished, because there's some plot holes that I need to fix. You can read that story on my DeviantArt account. If you go, there will be a link in the description of this video. Here's Phantom with snow because he likes snow even more than I do, and that's saying a lot because I love snow. And then I created some animal creature things. One of them's a patchy raccoon skull creature, and one of them's an owl wolf, and they are friends. Over the garden wall fan art, more owl and wolf stuff. Christmas picture, trying out my new colored pencils. And then, after New Year's Day, I wanted to get better at drawing stuff, so I decided to start with hands, and I drew 25 of them in a row, and it was very diligent, and it was very tedious, but I did it. And then I tried out my new markers, and they bleed, but it's okay. Started trying to get better at eyes as well. And see, there's always a page like this in every sketchbook. A sketch where it's really great in your head, but then you really hate how it comes out. This was an animation idea for Animation Club about penguins, but we ended up going with something else, and we're not even really doing it anymore, but that's okay. I'm not complaining. I get to help people learn how to use Illustrator, so that's cool. Here's a character I made based off of one of my Pokemon. Her name is Sprocket, and she is roughly based off of a Klefki. And then this is her friend Nate Scott, who's roughly based off of a kid I saw at a film festival. I liked his outfit, okay? Don't judge. They are friends. And it's cool. Here's where I started trying to get better at drawing faces, because I'm going to a convention over this summer where I might meet Markiplier and Jeff Ramsey and a bunch of cool people that I like, so I want to get better at drawing them, so then they can have their own individual pages in my next sketchbook that I'm currently working on, and then they can sign themselves. It's just so cool. So here's 3 Markipliers, because Markiplier is really hard to draw because his forehead is so big. Some rodents, because I went through this idea where there could be these animals, and they could be friends, but then the raccoon could be like, no, I hate all of you. But then I decided not to, because I need to get better at drawing people and can't really draw a comic book right now. But I did get better at drawing ferrets and raccoons and rabbits, so, you know, it wasn't a total waste at all. Here's another action pose I tried to do, but I just could not get his hands and his sword right. And it made me so mad, but you know, I tried. Oh, here's, it snowed recently, and I wanted to draw something snow-based, so I tried to watercolor Pokemon fan art, and the background is just meh. But the Pokemon are pretty good. But this whole watercolor as a whole, I just don't like it as much as I wish I did. And then there are some animation notes, and that's the end of it for now because I want to save the rest of it for the remainder of the notes that I will take for animation class, so they'll just be all in one book. This is the end. And my newer one, let me get it, looks like this. It looks like a Moleskine sketchbook, but it's not. It's technically an Escalada journal. It's not a Moleskine, but the next one I get is going to be a Moleskine, because I've heard very good things about them. In about a year from now, look for a video about this one. It's going to be radical. The end. Thank you for watching. Bye. Buddy, I'm filming right now. I'm going to have to ask you to leave because your tag is making noises in the background and that's not good video editing. You have to leave. You have to go away. Buddy. Come on, let's go over here. There you go. Dog is in the middle of the video. Okay.